Welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. For our radio audience tuning in at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, we're glad that you all can be with us. Also, join us online worldwide via our podcast at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music. We're glad you all could be with us as well. I'm so excited to welcome acclaimed actor Rossif Sutherland to our broadcast today. You guys know him from some great roles. I know him, of course, from ER. But now he's bringing to life the character Carl in the new series that is on Fox, Murder in a Small Town. We're going to talk to Rossif not only about his extraordinary career, but also what it's been like for him now to be a part of this series that is getting a whole lot of buzz. And, of course, we'll let you guys know how you can be able to see the premiere as well. Rossif, thank you again for spending some time with us. Really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Well, look, let's start with Murder in a Small Town because has been buzz about this for months. I mean, what has it been like for you to be able to see how people have been anticipating this series?
Well, actually, I'll be honest with you. I have no idea. I'm not on social media, and I don't turn the TV on that often, so I'm blissfully ignorant. I'd probably be mortified if I knew. I'm an actor who's always in denial that the things that I do will get seen one day. But yes, I'd be the first one to change the channel if I saw my face on the screen.
Russell, that is so interesting. But I think
this is by far my biggest break. So I'm glad this is all happening.
Well, to that point you were just making, you are someone who does seem to immerse themselves in these characters. As I said, I first, remembered who you were from ER, but people probably have their favorite role of yours from television or film. Is that part of the fun for you as an actor, being able to slip into the skin of different types of characters?
Yes, that ultimately is the gift of this profession. I had an acting coach called Harold Guskin. He's passed away now, but he coached me in the basement of his in his New York apartment, and he was like a father figure to me. And when I told him after a couple of years of training that when he asked me, do you really want to do this for a living? I admitted that, in fact, no, maybe this wasn't for me because I didn't want to pretend to be other people for the rest of my life. But he twisted the phrase around, and he said that acting was not going to be about pretending to be other people. The true job of acting was actually the exploration of all these people that I could have been. And so, yes, I try on a different skin, maybe. You change your address, you change your parents, you change where you were brought up, you change the school that you went to, you change your hobbies. But the center of it all is your spirit, your soul, and that's what makes you you. And so you never deny that. You always bring that. And so it's been quite an intriguing profession to be on these film sets surrounded by these troops of misfits, ultimately a bunch of people that don't belong anywhere else but have mastered these various crafts, and we're tasked with telling stories to grown-ups who play for a living. And so it's that aspect of the job that just keeps me coming back for more.
Right.
But yes, I do very much enjoy the exploration of other people's humanity and trying to celebrate it through detail.
And you've been able to work with so many talented actors along the way, Rossif. I want to talk, though, about Murder in a Small Town, because part of what's been getting buzz, I will tell you, outright, has been the cast and people being excited about seeing this cast together. What was it about Carl that spoke to you that made you say this is something you want to be a part of?
Well, he's a very different kind of detective. Because of his approach, how he handles questioning people. He's not a detective who himself with his uniform and the power of his badge. He's somebody he's a detective who wants you to forget that he is a detective. And it's not just an act. I think it comes quite naturally to him. I think that's his humanity. I think he became a detective because he had a talent for speaking to people. He had a natural curiosity, but he was also the son of a painter, a woman who died when he was 16 years old, but had taught him how to look at the world, how to look at a frame and see what belonged there and what was missing. And that's how he goes about experiencing life. And so he's got this very keen sense of the natural order of things. And he was just fascinating to play because instead of being bogged down by those demons that detectives on TV often have, the drinking issues and the anger and the this and the that, the gambling, he was just a normal guy, the father of 2 teenage daughters, recently divorced, not because he was a bad person, but because silence had installed itself into his life because he did not know how to communicate his traumas, but he's somebody who means well and who's working on himself. He's a modern man. He wears his heart on his sleeve and he's not afraid to cry. And so the idea of being able to play a character like that on network television just seemed like such a wonderfully unusual proposition, and also I'm an actor who's very happy to get a job. So when they asked me to jump on board, and they were convinced that I was their guy, I just in amazement I said, yes, please tell me where to fly to, and I'm there.
Well, I'm excited for people to be able to see this. Again, the premiere is September the 24th, depending on how our audience is joining us, either on the radio side here or online on Fox. You all can be able to check your local listings for us here in Mississippi at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Then, of course, the next day on Hulu. Last thing I want to ask you about, Rossif, is that, the idea of, and it's interesting hearing you talk about, not being connected with social media, but what has it been like for you to have other actors tell you how much they appreciate your work and your dedication to your craft?
I don't really have those conversations. It sounds really nice. I'm not an actor who talks very much about acting, and the social media thing, maybe that'll change. Who knows? I got an 8-year-old child. I've been keeping the phone away from him, but I know the phone will enter his life sooner or later. And I'll get this avalanche of stuff that's just there. But yes, I don't really do. I'll be straight with you. I do the work very selfishly. I do the work for me. Not so that I would watch it. Gosh, no, I never do. But I do it for the experience of it. For that absurd thing of being on a film set with these people that become family, and you tell a story. And that exercise, if I get to spend the rest of my life doing it, then it'll be a life well lived. So that's why I do it. I don't do it for anybody else but me.
Wow, that's beautiful. I will have to tell you, there is a fan page, and they do make it very clear they're a fan page that have actors as well as fans of your work on there. They've been buzzing about you being a part of this series, Rossif, for sure, and I'm excited we got a chance to spend some time with you. Again, everyone, Rossif Sutherland has been our guest. You can check him out on the new series on Fox, Murder in a Small Town. Again, depending on how you guys are joining us, it's September 24th, again at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time on Fox, and then the next day on Hulu. Rossif, thank you so much for the time. Really do appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. Take care.
Hey, you as well. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live.